Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the live show, episode 376 on the Blue Wire. I'm your host, Tyler, joined by my main guy, as always, Mr. Malcolm Hart. Malcolm, what the hell would you just watch right now?
This was great. Yo, I never laughed so hard at the end of a game, probably ever. This is like I was literally dying at the end of that game. Why? Why was I laughing so hard? Because I wasn't even worried. I was like, you know what? I have a feeling they're gonna fuck this shit up. I knew for some way, some fashion, the Bears was gonna find a way to fuck this shit up. So I wasn't even worried. I honestly thought he was gonna miss a field goal. That's what I thought it was gonna come down to. I thought he was gonna go, line up, go for the field goal, and then we're gonna hear a doink. That's what I thought. But this ending was even better. This ending was even better than I thought.
I mean, this is a different way of finding ways to lose games, and they have just done that this past month. I think they're now on a 6-game losing streak, right? I mean, first Hail Mary loss, which is just very improbable. Then you have the Packers game where you get the blocked field goal at the end of the game to the opportunity to beat them. And then you have last week, you have all that chaos. You tie the game up, you go to overtime just to lose in overtime. And now you have this. I can't tell you if this one was worse than the Hail Mary. This might be worse than the Hail Mary.
This is worse than the Hail Mary because
I think it is.
The Hail Mary is uncontrollable. It's not something you can say, okay, we didn't coach it right. This is luck. You got unlucky. Fair. This was a complete fuck up on their part, and that's what make it that much sweeter.
I mean, if you are a Chicago Bears fan right now, I mean, is there any shot? Is there any chance you bring Matt Eberflus for another game? I don't think you can after that.
Why did he call timeout? Why
did he let
that happen? The fact he stood the sideline, and let that happen. He watched the time, watched the quarterback look fucking lost, couldn't even get the play in order. He just sit there.
Yeah. I'm watching the game. I'm like, there's a lot of clock burning right now, and I'm like, is there something I'm missing right now? It's like, is CBS messing up right now? And like, what is going on right now? Because I mean, they were right on the brinks of a field goal range, and how about they were in field goal range and they lost it with some sacks? What was going on?
Did you hear Tony Romo on the broadcast? I don't know, Jim. It might not have time.
Okay. How about the play before? The center snaps the ball too early, and like our edge rusher is like, wait, hold on, this is a live ball right now. There's no one blocking Zadarius Smith or Al-Qadim Muhammad. They're completely unblocked. Zadarius Smith gets a sack, boots him out of field goal range, and then the Bears just don't snap the ball to the very end, and then they throw the ball away, and the game is over.
I haven't I can't wait for these videos. Like they're like certain Bears fans that make like these videos like them watching the game.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I mean, they had every opportunity to at the very least, to not even win the football game, to just at least tie the football game. Have a game tying field goal and go to overtime. Let alone they had a chance to win the game at the end of the game. I mean, they did. And to that game not to go to overtime with now like being a block field goal or something like that is so beyond me. That is so beyond me. That was absurd. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And if I was a Bears fan, I'd be absolutely sick to my stomach right now. I just feel like,
oh my goodness, I don't know what to think about the Bears fan. Yeah, if you're a Bears fan, shit, you go down like that. You had a chance to what kills me is that the Bears put their fans through so much of an emotional roller coaster that it's crazy. Like in this game, like they were down and then they came all the way back, and then the fans are hyped now. Now the fans are hyped now, and then you get that pass interference play. Now they're really in field goal range. They might have a chance to win the game, so they're really hyped. Now the fans are thinking like we might steal this game. And then out of nowhere, like you just fuck up. They just do Bears type shit. 2 sacks, and then like the what was it? Was that the legal hands in the face? What also brought him back too?
Yep.
Oh man,
where they ripped Aleem's helmet off. Yeah.
and he kept bringing them back, They got sacked, and then that final play, man, I loved it.
Man, that play before was almost as bad as the last play. I mean, the play before is like no one knew the ball was even alive. The center just snapped the ball, and the tackles weren't even blocking that point. And even like the Lions edge rushers were like, "Yeah, we can go tackle this guy. It's a live ball right now.
Yeah.
Still get a sack right now." But I mean, my goodness, that was unbelievable. Okay,
I actually have a question before we jump into it. Just have
yeah.
a question about this game. If this was on the other foot, say the Lions would have actually lost this game. Say those plays didn't happen at the end, and we're beating them. What was the score? Was it 23?
16-0 going to half.
16-0 going to half. So we'll blow a 16-point lead,
Yeah.
and we let them come back, and they actually beat us in that final drive. What would you feel like if that would have happened?
I mean, obviously, it would have been a bad loss. You look at the big picture. I don't think it's too demoralizing because, like, it's not a team that's necessarily chasing you in the division right now, not like the other two teams. But I mean, for as far as seeding and potentially even the division, giving the Packers and Vikings an opportunity, obviously would have sucked really badly to lose that game. And we can get into it right now. It's like, man, there's so many missed opportunities in this game. I feel like for the Detroit Lions because even though you walk away with the victory, you take it any day of the week. It was an ugly victory by all stretch of the imagine. But I think we got to talk about the miscues and the missed opportunities because there was just so many opportunities where the Lions could have ended this game a lot earlier. Probably even looking back at that first half potentially, right? Like,
yeah,
not converting in the red zone was really big. Only going 1 for 4 in that first half, and then when you have a good drive to end that first half, Jahmyr Gibbs gets a fumble. Like, you get the ball gifted back to you. So there was just a lot of missed opportunities. And I mean, frankly, you could look at it and say maybe the Lions didn't even deserve to win this game with all the missed opportunities. But hey, they found a way and they found an opportunity of winning that football game. And the defense absolutely balled out again, man. Shout out to Aaron Glenn with another injury riddle week. I mean, that was unbelievable. It seemed like every single play almost there was an injury. And
yeah.
they just kept throwing new guys out there. It was like at some point, I'm like, I thought Pierre was going to go in the game for at one point. Like they were throwing his stand.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
it was getting bad, man. It was getting real bad. It was everyone was going down in this game, and
It was. Yeah, they were.
they still found a way. But yeah, what about you? Like, I'll ask the same question to you: is like if they didn't win this game, which obviously you don't look at that now, but if they didn't win the game, is like how do you view it ultimately?
I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like I came into this game knowing it was gonna be a tough game. I saw the injuries.
Yeah.
And then as the course of the game went on, you just saw the guys kept falling, guys going down. And at some point, it's like shit. And, with all the miscues that we did have, I think that fumble was a killer. The Jameson Williams play was also a drive killer too, man. That could have probably that would have led to points, whether it's going to be a field goal or a touchdown in that drive. But I wasn't really too worried because it's a short week, and it looked like everything was against us this week. Even though we were favored by Vegas, it just doesn't seem like one of those games like the Detroit Lions are going to come out and play like and dominate like they normally do. Because I think there's just too many injuries, man.
I think you're absolutely right, but I think as you watch that course of the game, to start at least, it's like, hey, man, maybe we are just like that good, and we're just going to go dominate them. Because I mean, there was a point till the last drive for the Bears in the end of the first half. I mean, they didn't have a single first down. Our defense was just getting off the field, and the offense, even though they weren't converting for touchdowns, they were having long, sustainable drives, and they were getting points for the most part. But second half was a tale of two halves, man. The second half was completely different. Defense was a little more vulnerable with some of the guys going down. You lose a lot of defensive linemen in this game, which is already an injury-riddled defensive line. I mean, we talk about every single week. No Hutchinson. You lose Davenport. You lost Derek Barnes. You lost. Yeah, and then in this game, you lose Pascal and you lose Onzarike in this game. So it's like already an injury-riddled defensive line. You're losing more guys in this game, and you lost them pretty early in the game too. And it just wasn't the same defense we saw in the second half, understandably so, just with all the injuries in. But finding a way to escape and win that game is unbelievable. Man, like, yeah, you said there's a lot of missed opportunities in this game. I mean, offense not converting in the red zone. And then even Jake Bates, who's as reliable as he's been all year, he misses his first field goal of the year. And gives the Bears pretty good field goal position, and that could have been an extra 3 points to your scoreboard right now. So,
true.
I'll take it though. We found a way to win this game, but it definitely wasn't easy, and it wasn't pretty.
Great teams find a way to win. That's what great teams do. Man, you talked about it, man. That first half was dominated. The Detroit Lions dominated that first half. Just to give you some numbers, man. The Bears in the first half, they had 19 plays for 53 total yards. They only had 2 first downs, and the total time of possession was 7 minutes, 7 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So they only had the ball for 7 minutes in the whole first half. Detroit Lions dominated that first half, and yeah, man, they definitely came out the second half like a whole new team. I guess they will. I'm not sure if the coaches that got into them, like, look, you're playing against backups, God damn it, throw the goddamn ball. I don't know. That's what got to them. I don't know, but they were able to swing the ball around in the second half, man.
I mean, Caleb Williams, for what it is, I mean, there's a lot to correct there as a player, but I will give him something, man. He could extend plays. Like when he has to, we were getting pressure. The offensive line wasn't giving him much time. He escaped plays, and he can make some impressive throws, man.
That's what that's what I was talking about in the pregame show. Is that you don't want him to extend plays because he does weird shit. He does those Patrick Mahomes type weird shit. Like he'll just throw off script and or throw off his back foot, throw across his body. He does weird shit like that. That's why he was drafted first overall, because he does weird shit. He does shit like that.
Yeah, and, it was just frustrating though, because like you said, that whole domination of the whole first half, only being up 2 scores just felt like so underwhelming. Like you're obviously content, you're very happy with the results. I mean, you're up, but like, man, it just felt like we could have been up like 3, maybe even 4 scores by the end of that first half. I mean, they just were not finishing drives. They were having good drives. They were just not finishing them. They had these long drives, and then, then you have like the fumble as well, where you're about to be, in the 5-yard line, within the 5-yard line, and you have that as well. So there was just so many things piling on. It's just like, man, it's just kind of unbelievable. You still found a way to win this game with everything that you add. You lost the turnover battle. You were not converting in the red zone. You had a boatload of injuries to still find a way to win that game. Like I said, man, you said it right there on the spot. I mean, good teams find ways to win the game, and that's what they did today. So shout out to the team, man. Shout out to the team.
Yeah, 100%. Who do you blame for that red zone efficiency today? Like, is it you think it was more like Ben Johnson not being more creative in the red zone, or was he thinking of execution? What the hell happened?
I can't tell you.
Did we be missing Taylor Decker in the running game? I don't know.
I can't tell you honestly. I really don't know the great answer of why we were not converting the red zone. I'd say penalties. A lot of bad penalties. Like once you got in that red zone, I think you had the Amon-Ra hold, and then you had I think one with Jameson Williams too as well. They gave him the personal foul. So it's just a lot of miscues. Like, I mean, you're at the 3-yard line on a 1st and goal. I mean, that's usually automatic for the Lions. I mean, you're going to run the ball probably 3 straight times, and one of the 3 times you're going to get it. And to keep backing up and then having to settle for 3, I think that was really big. So if I had to blame something, I think it'd probably be the penalties, if anything, once they got to the red zone. And then, it's the Bears as well. They locked down when they got to the red zone, making big plays. They've been a pretty good red zone defense all year. I think they're top 5 or top 10 in red zone defense all year. And, it was strength on strength. The Lions red zone offense has been really good all year. And then the Bears red zone defense has been all good all year. So it was a strength for strength, and the Bears won that battle for sure in the red zone. But, just a lot of miscues as far as penalties and not being able to convert. So that's where I probably put the biggest blame. I don't think I'd necessarily put on Ben Johnson for me, though.
I mean, yeah, credit to them, man. Credit to the Bears. I mean, they did a great job, man. I just one more thing I want to ask, man, and it's about my favorite player on the team, Jameson Williams, number 9. I saw he did get benched. He got benched after that penalty.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about him?
Campbell actually just mentioned that right now in his press conference. He said Jameson Williams, without even being told anything, he said he apologized to the whole football team. And I think Campbell, feels good about that, at least that he did that. So, I mean, you can't do stuff like that. I mean, you just can't do stuff like that, just
no lie, that was some funny shit though. I mean,
it was hilarious.
Watching it at home, like here you go.
But you can't be doing that in that time of the game, man. Not that point of the game. It's a close game. You need all the yards you can. You can't be taking penalties like that. It just can't.
I'm terrified that he's gonna like keep breaking his strings, and then it's gonna get to a point that they're gonna end up cutting this guy, man, or releasing him, or not re-signing him. I think I mean, if he keeps fucking up and make it to a point like that, and it's because he's my favorite player. I love this guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously been a lot of things with James Williams since he's entered the league, right? You know, I've had a lot of scandals, I'll say, right? And then today didn't help as well with that penalty, but you know, it is what it is. It was a stupid play. You know, there's not really much more to it. It was a stupid play. You got to be better, and I think I don't think it's gonna be something where it's gonna be like James Williams is gonna be benched next game. I think he's still gonna get his opportunity.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine, but yeah, I mean, for the long term, if you're looking at it, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any guarantees he's Lion forever at this point. It's not like he's some other guys that you have a priority over. Like we got to keep him. I mean, right now, James Williams, frankly, just has not put himself in that conversation to be one of those guys just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I actually wish we had like a really strong vet, like a vet that could just take him on his wings and correct this guy. I think he's just need to mature. I think that's all it is with him.
Yeah, it could be what it is. So, yeah, I mean, Jared Goff too. I thought he was okay today. I thought the execution was a little bad as well. I just feel like I don't know, like you said, maybe it was Skipper. They were getting pressure pretty fast to us, and the Bears do have a pretty good defensive line. Just felt like he was throwing away the ball a lot today. Wasn't hitting his guys all the time, but I don't know, man. It was a great start. Second half, they found a way.
Awesome start. Yeah, he was phenomenal the first half. It looked like they adjusted and they found a way to put pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
In the second half. But I mean, look at his numbers. I mean, if you just look at his numbers, you don't see it. You look at his numbers, you probably think he had a great game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he had 0 turnovers.
Yeah, 0 turnovers, 2 touchdowns, only sacked once. Yeah, I mean, the reason why he won, I guess he was player of the game. He got his turkey leg and all that shit.
Yeah, it was finally good to see, man. First time we've seen that in a while. The boys all get a turkey leg at the
end. Yeah, man.
That was sweet, man. You see DJ Reader get a big leg and just that was awesome, man. It was cool to see. So I mean, it's only curse we broke this year. We broke the Thanksgiving curse.
Yeah, man. So 11-1, man. I'm hyped.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to Oopsie Doopsie and Baller of the Week, what's your overall takeaway from this Aaron Glenn led defense today?
He's gonna get hired really quick as soon as the offseason starts.
Yeah,
he's gonna get hired really quick, and somebody's gonna interview. I think I'm honestly thinking that, or feel like he may be higher in the food chain than Ben Johnson. To be honest, I don't know. I think it's 1A, 1B. I mean, those guys, both of them are really gonna be high candidates. Ben Johnson is gonna be real picky on where he goes. I can see. I mean, there's a scenario that Ben Johnson stay with us next year. To be honest with you, because I think the situation has to be favorable for him to want to leave, because he has a really good situation here with Detroit. So, I mean, I won't be shocked if Ben Johnson's. Aaron Glenn's different. Aaron Glenn, I can see Aaron Glenn saying, "Hey, man, I may not get this opportunity again. I need to get out." And I can see Aaron Glenn gone.
Yeah, I mean, what'd you think of the game plan of? I mean, obviously, that was something we were concerned of, right? Was the cornerback situation with no Carlton Davis, and they had an interesting decision. Like, are you going to go with the Meek outside? Are you going to roll with Kindle Vildor? And I thought it was a very interesting game plan. I mean, they rolled out a lot of more Khalil Dorsey than I think the most people would expect, right?
Khalil Dorsey, they mixed Vildor in there. He did a great combination, man. He made that shit work. He put those guys in the best position to win. That's what great coaches do.
Yeah.
That's what great coaches do, man.
I was shocked to know I wasn't here for the pregame show, and I bet you were too. It was when Emmanuel Mosley was a healthy scratch.
Man. Yeah, man. I was hurt. I was scared. I was scared and hurt. Because I know what to expect, but man, you know who also stepped up really big, man? Terron Arnold, man.
He did.
Terron Arnold really, really. This was probably one of Terron Arnold's best games as a pro.
Yeah, I mean, he had to step up. I mean, we know Carlton Davis, he was the number one guy now. He had to step up big time, and he did. And yeah, I mean, I think the rotation of Vildor and Dorsey was, I mean, I think for what you had, it it did its job, right? Like I think for
Yes.
the most part, it did its job. And I think it made sense now looking back at it. It's like you don't want to put those guys 100% of the snaps, let them be more vulnerable, let the receivers get an edge on them. Switching it up, it gives them a different look every single drive, or even sometimes in the same drive, he's mixing it up, So it gives them a different look every time with the corner. So, I mean, shout out to Aaron Clem. That wasn't even really a possibility I really even considered. I just thought Khalil Dorsey was prominently a special teams guy. Obviously, we've seen him play corner here before. Remember last year when Jared Jacobs got hurt, that was the rotation they did last year with Vildor and Dorsey. And eventually they chose Vildor to be the starting corner with Cam Sutton at the time. So, it just using your resources, right? It's something that you don't think is going to be a long-term thing with Carlton Davis. So you just need something for the week, maybe. I thought he uses resources to the best abilities. And, I thought the Dorsey and Vildor combination, I mean, wasn't great, but it got the job done.
Yeah, definitely got the job done. Vildor definitely he made up for last week. I think he played. I think he played well. I think he played well this week. Other than that wild pass in the first play.
Yeah, that illegal contact was terrible, man.
Yeah, I think that was just a bad call, man. Yeah, I don't really put too much blame on him on that one. I don't put too much blame on him for that one.
I don't know, man. I don't even understand what he was doing there because they're like. He just started like hugging DJ Moore for no reason. It felt like
he started hugging him. They both looked like they had hands on each other.
But then he just more like he did too much. He didn't have to do all that. And
he didn't. I mean, it was a ball that wasn't going to get caught, and if it was going to get caught, I mean, shoot, you got to tip your hat off because that was just a wild ass throw.
It was.
Yeah, he's like, I think Moore's down there somewhere, and just yeet that shit, yeet. Yeah. Like, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah. But I guess I'll say Vildor played a lot better this week than he did last week. I'll say that.
Hey man, shout out to his defensive line, man. Even with all the injuries with Pascal, man, a guy like Al-Quadin Muhammad kind of stepping up at the end of the game. I thought played really well. Yeah, I mean, he was a focal point, man, of a lot of those stops. Got the sack, got a pass breakup. I don't even know what he was doing. I mean,
with his head. That was PBU with his head.
Yeah, I mean, he really stepped up. Then Zadarius Smith, man, that was a great game by Zadarius Smith. I mean, I couldn't even tell. It looked like on the sideline, he popped the 5-hour energy. He popped the 5-hour energy, comes right back in the game, and he looks like he's good to go.
Yeah, man. He's been great since he's been with us, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, he's gotten better every week. Obviously the first game, he was kind of getting adjusted. He had a limited role, but I thought last week was better for him versus the Colts, and then I thought this week, man, this was definitely his best game of the line. I think it's just only going to get better for him, man. But man, we have to get more healthier on this defense, dude, because we just are losing too many guys right now. It's unbelievable.
I mean, we have a mini bye this week, right? So it's like we have extra.
Well, not even really, because we're playing on Thursday Night Football.
Are you playing Thursday Night Football?
Yeah. So the mini bye would be after that. So we have one more game and then the mini bye.
I didn't even realize. Oh shoot!
Yeah, you play
that game is against the Packers.
Yeah, Ford Field. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
it is what it is.
So we have a couple injury updates actually from Dan Campbell. I just saw the quote, but he was basically saying, right here, Dan Campbell, I think Rodrigo is the one that could be the worst. Says Levi and Pascal could be down a little bit, but he's concerned about Malcolm Rodriguez. So just another line.
IR. I mean, shit, he's going on IR, and he was phenomenal last week, man. Last week he was all over the goddamn field.
He had a bunch of tackles last week. Made a nice play today. Then in the first half on Swift too to get on that fourth down play. Got the pass breakup. Yeah, man. I mean, I know we love our linebacker depth, but it's like we're getting to a point now. It's like we're losing too many guys, I feel like.
You know what? I really like Long.
David Long has been a solid pickup.
David Long, yeah. I really like David Long. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think we're going to need to add another body.
We have to. I mean, we saw Ezekiel Turner playing some defense today. I mean, that's just not an ideal situation. I mean, the other guys I think you feel all right with, obviously Jack Campbell and David Long, like you mentioned, and then Ben Neiman has been pretty good this year too for us. Like I think you're fine with him when he's out there, but man, we're getting real thin with now losing Anzalone. Now you're losing Malcolm Rodriguez potentially for a little bit. it's just not a good situation, man. Especially in the defensive, it's that front seven, man. It's just taking so many injuries.
And we're using a lot of our linebackers as edge rushers to get pressure on the quarterback.
Oh, because we lost everyone. I mean, there was at one point we lost Pascal, Onzarike, and even Makai Wingo, who was down for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he went down.
Makai Wingo got hurt as well in that game.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't think he came back. So it was really they were just had to rely on Zadarius Smith and Mohammed, and then they were rolling, like you said, linebackers. Like you saw, like Trevor Nowalski out there, Jack Campbell sometimes, but. Yeah, they lost all their depth in that game. And there was even a point, he came back, obviously, but Vildor got hurt in that game. It's like, man, we just lost another corner and we didn't have Mosley activated. So, like, you lost a corner in that game, too, for a little bit. I mean, it was unbelievable with the amount of injuries. It felt like I said every single play there was an injury. Every play.
Did I hit my bowl prediction? Give me 1 second.
I think mine hit. I said no rushing touchdowns, right?
You sure did.
I said no rushing touchdowns today.
I was close. I said the Lions would get 5 total sacks, but they had 4.5.
4.5, yeah. I feel like they got up to all towards the end. Yeah,
they did.
There wasn't really much in that first half. It was all in that second half.
Well, actually, no. I take that back. They got 5 sacks.
There we go.
There we go.
So we both got our huh?
Yeah, we both hit our bold predictions.
Yeah, mine was crazy. I threw something. I threw a Hail Mary this week.
I don't know how the fuck. I don't know how the hell you predicted that shit. And the fact that it hit, the fact that hit,
yeah,
fucked up my parlay because I was like, "There's no way." I said the Lions running back scored in every single game this year.
Yeah, at least one of them, I think. Yeah, one of Gibbs or Montgomery.
So that anytime touchdown for Monty and Gibbs been automatic pretty much.
Pretty much money all year. You can go both for the most part too for most games.
But not this game. My parlay got fucked.
I told you, man. No rushing touchdowns.
I didn't listen to you.
It's the Sam Laporta week.
I didn't listen, man. Fuck.
All right. Let's do our oops doopsie and ball of the week. I mean, I don't think I have. I usually have a little bit here. I try to get a little creative here. And guys, I got nothing for you for this week as far as oopsie doopsie. Matt Eberflus is the clear as day, the oopsie doopsie of the week. I mean, that time management at the end of the game is truly unbelievable. I mean, there's not a worse way you could lose. I mean, you're already on the brinks of field goal range, right? You're already on the brinks of field goal range. You have a timeout. You have about like 25 seconds left. So you could run up another play, get closer for your kicker, Santos, spike the ball, have more than plenty of time to set up for a reasonable field goal, probably 40 plus yards or something. So a reasonable field goal to hit, right? And they just didn't do that. They just completely didn't do that. They let the clock run out, and Caleb Williams throws some missile somewhere out of bounds. I mean, out of bounds, but whatever, incomplete. I got nothing. Matt Eberflus, oops of the week. It's just obvious as that.
Yeah, well deserved.
Do you put some blame on Caleb for that? Maybe a little bit too as the quarterback. Like you're looking at the clock too. You can call a timeout too. Like no one thought it was a good idea to call a timeout.
He's a rookie. I mean, time management may not be his best strong suit as a rookie.
No, yeah. I mean, I could confirm that now.
So I mean, if anything, the coach has been running on the side. Should have been running on the field calling timeout. That's what the coach has been doing.
He's playing with his beard. I'm like,
yeah,
brother, what are we doing here?
Like he should have ran on the field and called timeout. That's definitely on him, man.
I'm saying there was nobody. There was no sense of urgency. The offense, even if they want, okay.
If I was even a player, if I was a player on the sideline, I would have ran on the field and called timeout. I would have did something. I would have did some kind of shot. I would have did something. I wouldn't allow that to happen.
There was no sense of urgency from anyone, from Caleb, the offensive line. It felt like, okay, because they still had, I guess, enough time to run a quick play, right? Like if you don't want to burn your time out hypothetically, keep it just in case if you want to use the middle field, whatever, right? If you want to use that strategy, you could still get back to the line of scrimmage, call a quick play, gain a couple of yards, and then burn your timeout, and then set up for the game-tying field goal. The offensive line, the receivers, they just I don't know what happened. Did they just assume they called timeout? I mean, Caleb is all rushing them back, and no one has any sense of urgency at the end of the game, and it just ended like that. So yes, oops of the week is Matt Eberflus, the Chicago Bears. Matt Eberflus does not deserve to coach on the game after that. I'm sorry. You cannot.
You think he'll get fired?
How do you tell what do you tell your locker room after that game?
I fucked up.
No, you're out.
You have to. I mean, that's only. Hey, I fucked up, guys. This is on me.
No, you know what? Ryan Poles should say, "Hey, brother, don't even adjust the locker room. Just start walking back to Chicago. Go pack your stuff. You're never seeing this team ever again. You're done. You're gone."
Are you doing that? Are you doing a Tennessee Titans special team coach situation?
This is worse. This is worse.
Whoa, this is worse.
That time management was worse than what the special teams coach. I forgot his name, but the Tennessee Titans special teams coach that I told me he has to walk back to Nashville.
Yeah, to walk back to Nashville.
No, this is worse. As a head coach of the team, you cannot allow that to happen. No, you are not allowed to trust the team. You are walking back to Chicago. And for Matt Eberflus, he is lucky Chicago's is a shorter walk than Nashville. So, yes, Matt Eberflus is Duke Stoops of the week. No questions asked. He should never coach an NFL game ever again after that.
Oh, man, that's deep. That's deep. All right, so no Pierre today. So I'm going to take over the ballers of the week. Let's go. First game balls. No Diddy. I didn't mean to say that. It's going to go to Jared Goff. Jared Goff, because he was slinging the ball all the first half. Maybe not so much second half, but he was still slinging the ball. So he went for 21 out of 34. 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no turnovers by Goff, only 1 sack. Let's go. He gets the first game ball. The second one is going to go to Sam Laporta. I think he was pretty clutch in the red zone. He had 2 touchdowns. It wasn't really, yardage-wise, wasn't big, but he did have those 2 touchdowns. He had both of Goff's touchdowns. So he's going to get the second game ball over here. And then I'm actually...
What's going on? You calling audible?
Yeah, I'm calling audible, man. I'm gonna take out Laporta. I'm gonna give it to 2 defensive guys. I'm gonna give it to the first guy I'm gonna give it to is DJ Reader. DJ Reader was huge in the running game today. He also had 2 sacks, which is not even really his game to put pressure on the quarterback against sacks. But he had 2 sacks today, so he's gonna get a game ball. And then the last one, I'm gonna give it to a guy who just came out of nowhere and balled out, Al-Qadim Muhammad. Yes, I think that PBU with his head sealed the deal.
And a sack. You got a sack too.
The sack was good, but the PBU with the head PBU, just using his head to get the PBU was the seal, the final nail in the coffin. So yeah, Al-Qadim Muhammad gets the last game ball. Let's go.
Man, another great game for Sonic and Knuckles again too. Jameer Gibbs and Monty balled again, man. Just looking at their numbers.
I mean,
Jameer Gibbs averaged 9.7 per carry.
Yeah, you might have to give it to them every week, man, because those 2 guys, man, shit, they're balling every week. They're really. I think Gibbs is really close to 1,000 yards.
I know they both have double-digit touchdowns, which is unreal for 2 running backs this early in the season.
Yeah,
and they both already have double-digit touchdowns, and they didn't even get one. Neither of them got one today. So, it's unbelievable what those guys are doing, man. Jameer Gibbs is such an electric player. I mean, we don't have to get into that right now. You guys know what he is, but I mean, that guy's phenomenal, dude. He is phenomenal.
100%.
All right, Malcolm, you got anything else to add on this Thanksgiving?
Man, I'm about to eat, man. I am hungry.
I already ate a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
You ate already? Oh, you ate already? Yeah, everybody's gone. Everybody's already at my in-laws' house. So I'm about to go play catch up. About to head over there and tear the food down over there, man.
There you go. All right, then. Well, I think that's going to be a wrap. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for everyone who took time out of their Thanksgiving to join us live. 199 people, which is very impressive. So shout out to you guys for coming joining us. And hey, man, another victory on the board. And we will see you guys next week as we'll preview the Green Bay Packers. So with that being said, I'm out, guys. Peace.
All right, y'all. Everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving. I am out. Peace.